Playing with half square triangles is so much fun. These are bonus triangles I happen to have from another project, and maybe you have bonus triangles, but if you don't, you can make triangles special, and then you'll avoid this first part. Because mine are bonus triangles, I need to trim them down to size so that they can all play nicely together. So I am trimming them down to 4 inches, and I just want to show you that this isn't a hard process. Some people find it tedious, but I'm going to tell you a couple tricks to make it go easier, faster, and better for you. You can see I'm simply squaring it off. You can do that by using an exact ruler like I just did, or you can use this giant ruler. I have found over the years that sometimes the not exact ruler is better. Having a giant ruler means that I can line it up still at 4 inches, but when I put my hand on there to hold it down, I have an easier time holding it steady because the weight of the ruler goes across and beyond where it is. It's more stable. Try it both ways and see what works best for you. I have a friend who works with bonus triangles all the time, and she makes a cutting station on her kitchen counter. Throughout the day, every time she walks by, she stops and trims 10. And by the end of the day, she gets amazing amounts done without hurting her back because she's not doing a whole bunch all at once, and she's ergonomically cutting at the right height at the kitchen counter. The trick about trimming triangles is doing it so that you're happy, and I don't even do it the same every time. I want to show you they have the turntable mat where you can cut 4 at a time or 6 at a time, and you just flip it around and cut more. So there are speedy ways of cutting if you're willing to invest in tools to help you be fast if you're going to do this a lot. But really, you just simply need to figure out how to get your triangles trimmed. My half square triangles are left over from the Delightful Donuts project, and I'm going to show you 7 different quilts I make using the half square triangles. I cut up some 4-inch blocks to go with my half square triangles so we can make some really great patterns. Once you have some blocks to play with and work with, you just start laying things out and seeing what they look like. This, of course, is a friendship star, and there's so many variations to it, but if you just flip a couple triangles and fill in, you can make a whole new block. I don't use this one, but I really do like it. Back to the friendship star, and I think, okay, all of these quilts I'm making are going to be comfort hugs. So my whole desire is to make them appealing to a child. I take that really cute novelty print with the fish and I put them inside the center of every friendship block. When you play with triangles like this, it just makes you feel like a designer. Our next block is the shoe fly block, and I love the shoe fly block. It just sings to my heart. It's the same amount of squares, and that's the difference. It's the same triangles, and it makes such a different look. The third block that I want to play around with is a 4-patch. It's the pinwheel block, and you just set it up like this, sew those blocks together, and make darling pinwheels. I'm showing you how they look if they're side by side, and that is a look you can do, but I prefer to separate them. I just think they play nicer when they're separate. I've seen lots of patterns where they're touching. You can do them scrappy like the one I'm showing you. There's so many ways to do it. The contrast is beautiful, and I love the motion in this block. It's so simple. If you've never made a pinwheel block, try it. It is fun to play with them and do many things with them. It's really fun to use triangles for borders. Here's a couple different ways you can use them. How you set them just makes them feel different. It's the same triangle in the same blocks. It's just the layout that makes the difference. I love just triangle blocks or triangle quilts where you just randomly lay out triangles with colors that look good together. We're going to do that as part of this series of making all of these triangles into wonderful kid quilts. Now let me just show you. Making pinwheel blocks is so fun and simple. See how I've laid out the pinwheel, and you can see that if you flip it and turn it, it just lines up just like that. I just make stacks of pinwheels. I stack them up like this, and those two go together. Once you understand the layout of it, you don't have to lay them out. You just stack them, and then you know exactly which two to sew together. So they're laying right as they're supposed to, and I sew it 1/4 inch perfectly, and you can just chain piece them. So it's very quick once you are in the groove to sew all of these pinwheels together. And then press them all the same direction. And that works perfectly for them to budge because as you flip the one around, it budges perfectly with that seam, and there's your pinwheel. So wondrous. So quick, fast, fun to make a bunch of pinwheel blocks. And then you can play with them. We're going to put some on point and some not on point. So much fun to do. Be brave, be a designer. We're going to lay out some pinwheel blocks, so I want to add some fun fabric to them. I like sashing and then cornerstones. And I thought if I put these monkeys as a cornerstone, then I could have a border around and it would be really, really cool looking. Here's another one where I just laid out 4 sections of triangles. They're all sewn together, and now it's time to add the fun. So which border should I do? The cupcake border or the cute bug border? And as I think about it, I picked the bug border because I think it's more versatile for this, and it will just hold it all together and make it really fun for a child. This pinwheel block I put on point. This is like a choose your own adventure quilt. How do you want it to be? What do you want it to look like? And how will it best feed the souls of those people you're going to give it to? So you can see I put the ocean fish around it to make it interesting. It's sweet, it's happy, it's joyful, and it will give someone a really great hug. It's fun to put blocks on point. If you've never tried that, try it. Back to the friendship stars. Here they are. I love just putting a 9 patch of friendship stars after making them from 9 patches. And the border on it is the same fabric as we had on the inside. It just makes it all fit together. Here I have 3 little blocks. So what do? I take that same happy fun fabric. Look how different they look. I add big chunks of the novelty print fabric, and it makes it just beautiful. Here is another triangle quilt that you just lay out, sew the triangles together, and then find a great border print that will be fun and happy for a child. I love the way novelty prints can make any block be a quilty hug for a child. I want to show you all 7 quilts I made from my bonus triangles. They all turned out so uniquely different and so fun. It is happy and joyful to have bonus triangles. Just get them out, don't be afraid of them, and start playing with them. Make different blocks, put them together with different novelty fabrics, and see how many beautiful hugs you can make with the bonus triangles hanging out at your house. This last one is just the last block I had. I used it as a medallion and then circled it with borders. It turned out to really be cute. It might be one of my favorites. So you too can have fun with your bonus triangles. Be sure to pop the like button. Stay merry and creative.